everyone. So today we are going to be doing our second soap in our winter Christmas collection. This one is one of the just most iconic things when it comes to winter, and that is peppermint. So I of course had to do a peppermint candy cane soap. So let's get started and I will show you guys how I made this soap. Okay everyone, so I have my lye water solution here with my sodium lactate and I have my base oils here. Today we're going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to start by using my titanium dioxide. This is the white color we're going to be using for our soap batter, but I kind of want to try something different. I want to try adding it to my lye water and seeing if I can get like a brighter white. That's one thing I've just always kind of struggled with, is getting like a really white. And I'll see a whole bunch of other soap making videos and they'll use just a tiny bit of titanium dioxide and they will get like pure white soap, and I feel like I can never get mine super white. So I want to try out mixing it into the lye water solution first. This titanium dioxide can be diluted in water or in oil, so I'm gonna try it this way. I don't know if it's gonna make much of a difference, but I don't know, I want to try something different. Okay, so I got the titanium dioxide mixed in. Now I've already added my fragrance oil to my oils. We are using peppermint from Nature's Garden today because we are doing a peppermint bark soap, so obviously a very fitting scent. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add the lye water to the base oils. Okay, and now we're gonna mix this to emulsion with our stick blender. Typically, I would be splitting this off, doing a whole bunch of different color swirls and stuff, but I'm kind of tired of doing swirls. I have done swirls for like the last maybe like 6 bars of soap, so I kind of want to do something different today. So we're gonna actually be doing a confetti soap today. So I have 3 different colors of cut up soap from past projects that either didn't work out or just leftover batter that I turned into little soap chunks. We're gonna do a 3-color confetti soap. So basically what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add some of these in. I'm gonna kind of try to do equals of all 3 colors. So I do have the white, I have the green, and I have the red. So I'm just gonna kind of keep adding till I feel like I get a good mixture of those. And I love making confetti soaps because I don't like wasting any soap. So I have obviously chopped them up very finely. You can do a lot of really cool different things if you want like really big chunks or really thin chunks. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more, but I love using up like soap shavings or soap swirls, any kind of little leftover bits that otherwise would just be wasted. I love using them in making a confetti soap. So I think I've got about the right amount of confetti bits that I want. But I do want my soap to set up a little bit more, because if I were to pour this right now, all of these little soap chunks would just kind of float around and not stay suspended in the middle of the bar, which is what I want. I want it to be very evenly distributed. So I'm just gonna kind of let this set for just a couple minutes and keep an eye on it just until I feel like it's still thin enough to pour without having to like scrape it into the mold, but thick enough to where I feel like these little soap shavings aren't all just going to rise to the top. Now we are ready to pour. Now one thing to remember about doing confetti soaps, if you do not adjust your base recipe, you will end up with more batter, obviously, because of the displacement of the extra soap pieces. So this is usually going to be a lot more than one of my usual molds. So I always like to have a backup mold just to put the overflow in. So of course we're gonna use, as always, my 10-bar mold here. We're not doing anything fancy today, so it's just gonna be a really simple pour, and I just kind of want to keep it moving. I want to try to get a very even movement of color. I don't really want like all the red in one spot and all the green in the other, so I'm just going to keep moving it around and filling this up until I get it as full as I would like it. Okay, and that is about where I want to keep it. I don't want to overflow it at all. So now I have a little bit of batter left over, so I always like having a smaller mold like this to put the excess batter in, and depending on how much I add in, I will either have enough to make like little short bars that I can sell for like a lower price, or sometimes I just use it for more scraps later. Okay, so I'm gonna pour the leftover batter in here, and we're gonna scrape all of this out into here so there's none left over. Okay, so with that is all of our batter. Super easy pour. So now we do have some little teeny tiny skinny bars, though I'm gonna set these aside now, and we're gonna get started on the soap frosting. Okay everyone, we have the piping all ready here, just a white piping, nothing fancy. Okay, so we're just gonna start piping this, and I love that my piping's set up pretty quickly this time. Sometimes I have to wait around. This one cooperated and only had to let it sit for just a few minutes. So I love when that happens. Okay, so now we're gonna move on and we're gonna do the embeds for these, and I really like the embeds. They were really cute. Typically I like to make my embeds like a day or two before, just so I'm not too pressed for time because it can be a lot, but tonight I didn't plan ahead. So I did have to make my embeds tonight, but luckily they did turn out pretty good. So these are how my little embeds turned out. They are peppermints and candy canes. So some of them turned out a little bit messy, I'm not gonna lie, but overall I am kind of happy with them, especially with making them so quickly. So I did hand paint them with some red pigment and alcohol to create the little stripes. Okay guys, we're gonna try it this way. I'm actually on the opposite side of my camera that I usually am, so it might like sound a little different like audio wise, but I'm hoping maybe you can see me place these a little bit better. So I'm gonna stick a little peppermint candy cane on each side and a peppermint. I'm gonna kind of push those in a bit so keep those really sturdy. So we'll see if this angle is any better. I don't know if it is or not, so we're just gonna try it, and if we don't like it, we'll go back to doing it the way I usually do. But hopefully this way you can kind of see me placing them a little bit more, because when I'm facing the other way, it's kind of hard because I want to get them placed nicely, but obviously I have to place them facing me. I don't want to have to like move my entire like camera setup just to see those a little bit better, so hopefully this will be a good little compromise. And after all, I kind of don't hate that the frosting is a little bit more yellow. I think that it makes the little candy canes kind of stick out a little bit more with it not being like super stark white, so I think I actually kind of like it. Okay, let's turn a little bit this way and put in the rest of the peppermints. Okay, so that is how all of the little candy canes and little peppermints look. Okay guys, the last thing I'm kind of struggling with is to decide whether to add soap sprinkles or not. I'm trying to like imagine it. I do have these little soap sprinkles that I made. The only thing is they are made out of soap dough, so it's just like my regular batter. But the color of these are not quite as red and as vibrant as the red on the peppermints. Like this is a little bit more dull, and I feel like, I don't know, I want to do the sprinkles, but now I'm thinking don't. Okay, I think we're just gonna skip the sprinkles this time because I don't think the color is going to be quite right. Okay, so those are my little peppermint soaps. We are going to let this sit for a couple days, and we will come back and cut these when they are ready to be unmolded. Okay guys, we are back with the peppermint soap. Now, if you're saying, hey, that looks a little different than when we left off, yes, it does. Okay, so I had told myself I wanted to leave the frosting plain, but then I just had this urge to put red soap sprinkles and glitter on it. And I have to say, the second I put the sprinkles on, I completely regretted it. I'm not gonna lie. I think I did like it better plain, but I think next time I need to just trust my gut and go with what I want to do, because I don't know. I still like this a lot, but I think I would have liked it better, more just like simplistic. So now that we got that all out of the way, we are going to cut this now and see what the inside looks like. I'm really excited because I haven't done a confetti soap in a bit, and I think this is the first video that I am doing a confetti soap. So hopefully it turns out good. So let's cut it. As always, my cheese cutter here. If I turn it on its side, it won't mess up the candy canes at all because they are not going to touch. So that's always the thing I sometimes forget to pay attention to whenever I am cutting these. So we're gonna start off by cutting just a little sliver off the side of the bar. All right, let's go ahead and see what the first full bar looks like. Okay, here we go. Oh, this looks awesome. Okay, I really like how the inside turned out. I definitely think that I like having the bottom being a little bit more creamy rather than just a straight white. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see the white soap confetti pieces as well. But oh my gosh, I love this. The only thing, if I was doing this in the future, I think I would want to cut up the confetti beds just a little bit smaller, just so it kind of like disperses a tiny bit more evenly. But this is perfect. It kind of gives me like holiday, like fruitcake kind of vibes, peppermint bark, all of that. So I'm actually super, super happy with this one. Okay guys, and that is the last bar. I have to say I am very happy with how these turned out. I was kind of feeling a little whenever I was, you know, had my little sprinkle mishap. I think in the future I wouldn't do sprinkle. I would probably leave the glitter because I do like how the glitter looks. I just don't like these sprinkles. These are soap sprinkles that I made. The color of them is just a tiny bit off. It's slightly more of a cool toned red, and I really needed like a bright, warm red for this one. So I kind of knew that whenever I was thinking about putting them on. So I don't know, in the end, I just need to trust my gut more, but I still really like these, and especially the inside of them. I love how the colors came out. I would probably cut my confetti pieces a little bit smaller next time. And let me tell you, if you are someone that is a little weary of peppermint scents, don't worry, this one is not incredibly strong. I didn't want to go very heavy on the peppermint scent, so this one's definitely a very like light peppermint. You can definitely smell it, but it's not so much that it feels like it's gonna like completely wipe out your sinuses. Okay, and a little bonus, since we did have the extra soap left over from the confetti, this is what I ended up with. Now, this is not the best piping ever. Like I said, this was just kind of like using up what I had. I can either use these as like little freebie giveaways, or I can cut it up and use it for another project. So we're just gonna cut it today just for fun, just because I like cutting soap. It's kind of one of my favorite parts is cutting it open. So let's see, I don't know how big I want to cut this to. Like I said, I'm probably just gonna give these away, so I will just cut it in like maybe 5 pieces. The piping's really gonna look weird because I didn't like pipe it based on like good spacing and stuff, so obviously these are gonna be little funny pieces. I knew that. That one turned out okay. I wish I had a little bit more pieces in it though. That's kind of the risk you run whenever you do like these really little bars of soap with confetti. It's really hard to get like the placement like just right, but that's why I do full bars of confetti. So I think the 3 inside pieces turned out pretty good because more of the frosting gets dispersed there. It's kind of hard to get a lot of frosting on these little end pieces, so I might save these for myself, might give them away to friends or family after they're done curing, or give them out as little samples and orders. I think, just for fun, I think I might cut these ones up into halves, and maybe I'll give those out in some soap orders, just as like a little freebie kind of thing. All right, and this is how the soap turned out. This is just a really fun one and a really great technique that I love to do whenever you have leftover soap that you want to incorporate into a new project. And I always think that confetti soaps are so much fun, so different, and so cute. So I'm very happy with this soap, and it definitely smells so good. If you are not a peppermint fan, don't worry. This is a very light, nice, easygoing peppermint. It's not like an in-your-face, gonna make your eyes tear up kind of scent. It's very, very good. So if you're a little leery of peppermint, don't let this scare you off. It is a very good scent. So this soap will be available Saturday, December 4th at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I will have the link to my Etsy shop below where you can purchase this. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram. Link is below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.